Hello again, and welcome to my video series entitled Glorioso Plays Trogan, the second volume in this video series. I'm David Glorioso, here again to announce another of my recordings from Roland Trogan's output of great piano works. Here, I'm pleased to present to you a work entitled 3 Pieces in 4 Movements. In contrast to the 4th Piano Sonata, a piece composed in Trogan's late compositional period, we see here an ambitious piece composed by an ambitious teen. These 3 short pieces in 4 movements were composed in 1951 when Trogan was just 18 years old, an up-and-coming freshman at the University of Michigan. Dr. Trogan, a child prodigy, began playing piano at a young age, and later as a teen performed classical piano live on WKNX radio station in Saginaw, Michigan from 1947 to 1950. His music career as a composer began at the University of Michigan in 1951 under the direction of Ross Lee Finney and other prominent teachers. He had written much music during his 12-year stay at the university, which, to name a few, included an array of piano music, music for solo violin, 2 scenes for orchestra, a brass sextet, duos for open score, and even a prize-winning opera in 1952 entitled The Hat Man. 3 Pieces in 4 Movements, a peculiar title which can be simply explained, consisting of 3 short movements, with the first movement repeated in its entirety as an ending. The young composer, in search of his inner voice and style, was influenced by traditional theoretical conventions such as Baroque harmony, fugues, and even displayed a few borrowed traits which seem reminiscent of Bach and Debussy. Despite the academic and pedagogical influences, along with the influences of other great composers, we see here the embryonic traits of what would become Trogan's true compositional talent. These traits include Trogan's unique, bold yet jovial rhythmic gestures, his unique taste of harmony, melody, and most of all, his exquisite sense of flow, movement, and development of ideas. The first movement, running through a quick contrast of emotions, starts with a pretty little floating melody dispersed between the treble and bass voices, then immediately transforms to a dramatic high point with the use of dense chromatic chords and forte dynamic levels. The music then goes through a passage which creates uneasiness, trying to create a sense of balance and stability. Finally, it recaptures that light melodic mood and continues through to the codetta. The music generally started out calm, goes through some turbulence, suffers some stress from the initial shock, and then calmly ends again, as one would encounter an initial life-threatening problem with, fortunately, a quick solution. Overall, the movement displays certain compelling characteristics which made it uniquely suitable as the beginning as well as the ending to this piece. The second movement can only be described as simply brilliant and exciting. The preservation of the flow of energy and the development of musical ideas are just wonderful here. In contrast to the uplifting excitement, the music seems to have a sense of gloom based on its choice of harmony and quasi-A minor-like centricity. The movement is relentless, driving, and determined as one diligently trying to obtain a substantial goal during life's constant trials. The third movement is fugal-like, with beautiful melodies and exciting harmonies. Like the second movement, it maintains a level of determined forward-moving motion. It does, however, leave the ear a bit vaguely, making the listener want just a little more music, which creates a sense of longing. It ends on a powerful gesture and proceeds to the repeated ending movement. Overall, I believe this music to be less programmatic and more character-like in nature, depicting feelings of excitement, ambition, passion, drive, and triumphs through adversity. Just the traits and ideologies you'd expect from a bright young man pursuing his chosen career. Again, the music doesn't depict a life story, but rather inadvertently represents the characteristics of a young mind composing the music. This piece was just as exciting for me to perform, and I hope the listening experience will convey to you that same thrill. As always, thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope this music finds you well.